Oh, hey guys, it's Clint, and
Hi.
there's my lovely wife. We had a request about that artisan bread. I guess it'd be classified as an Italian, as Italian bread is what my book says. We've done other types like the French bread and stuff, but we like the flavor of this best. But I have made changes to it, and just because I use white flour and I like to add things that are a little bit, oh, maybe a little bit healthier. That way I don't feel so guilty. I have my lovely wife measured everything out for me.
And what are you making now?
I am making a Biga. This is a pre-ferment, so it imitates a bread that has been allowed to rise over time, and so it ferments, the yeast ferments, so it adds quite a bit of depth of flavor.
And you do that how?
Well, once I make it, you let it sit out for 2 hours, and then you cover it. You put it in a bowl. It has to be a big enough bowl that it's allowed to rise at least double time.
Double size.
Double size. And then I go ahead and put I saran wrap it. After the 2 hours, I stick it in the freezer if I'm going to make it in 3 days. It sits in the fridge for 3 days. But if I make it the next day, I just let it sit out all night. And it hasn't killed me yet, so I don't worry about it. But that's what I do. And so I have, let me show it to you. This is actually, I'm making a Biga, and then I've already made a Biga that I'm going to make bread from. This, you can see that, right? Okay. This is, you can't see that part. This is my measuring cup. This is the one I only use for bread. And the recipe calls for a cup of water, but I always have to use more because I add more. So this has a teaspoon of...
Look at the yeast already.
I know it bubbling it.
Yep.
I usually stir it.
So that's for the bread, right?
That's for the bread, but
Okay.
the water, the amount of moisture is usually pretty much the same. Kind of depends on, factors. So this is for the Biga, and I got the same amount of water in the bigger cup, and it's got a half a teaspoon of yeast in it.
So you use like a cup and a quarter?
Yeah. I'll actually use more.
And then a little bit.
Yeah, it's lukewarm water.
Half a teaspoon of yeast?
Half a teaspoon of yeast in the Biga.
I'll put all this in the description.
Here's the yeast, I guess. Keep our yeast in the freezer. No, I was going to show them how we do ours. We bought a whole big brick of yeast at our neighborhood grocery store. It's a huge brick, and that's like 3 years old, and we just keep it in the freezer, and it's fine. So, okay, let me measure out my stuff for my Biga. It's 2.5 cups of flour, and like I say, we use white flour. It's best to use bread flour. This is the first time I've actually used this type of flour for making bread. Usually I use a bread flour, which is
Sorry, they can't see.
high protein, I think is how you pronounce it. I never haven't really paid super attention to that. But this is just plain blueberry flour from Cortez. Bluebird flour from Cortez, and the wheat is grown in the Four Corners area, and then they mill it in Cortez. So that's what they sell down in, sell it at all the grocery stores. It comes in a big bag, small to a huge. I think it's a 30-pound bag or something like that. It's a big.
Huge.
I know a lot of the Navajos like using the bluebird flour. They say it's really good for making Navajo tacos. So I just bought that instead of the other kind I use is called White Rose from Cortez, and it's a bread flour. So okay, so I got 2.5 cups of white flour, and you can barely see it. This right here is Spelt flour. That's the white flour. This is a combination of flaxseed flour and wheat germ. And
a quarter cup of Spelt and...
sorry. 2.5 cups of white flour, a quarter cup of Spelt flour, and a quarter cup of my flaxseed wheat germ mix. So I just throw it in the mixer, and I have my bread hook on there. And this is a different bread hook. The smaller KitchenAids don't have this. They have a bread hook that's flat, and then it just goes like this. And this is actually...
I don't know if they could see that.
Oh, sorry. You guys can see that. This is I don't know, it's not an industrial one, but it's the professional model. So this is a dough hook. The smaller KitchenAid does not have a hook like this. It's flat, comes out like this, and then it has a curl on the end. It doesn't work as good as these do, but I do know a lot of people will knead by hand using their smaller KitchenAids just because it may not have as much power in it. But I don't, you know, I do all my kneading with my mixer. Can you hand me a whisk? Just this.
Those little ones?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I usually use. So, this is my... That's the bad thing.
Sorry, recipes take some getting used to.
Well, and I'm
if
not
we do
used-
a lot, we'll have to
Yeah.
get more lights.
So I mix it. You could use your whisk from your mixer, but that's just a pain in the butt. And then it's all spicky and span clean. So I need that for later actually. See, then I just put it back in the drawer. So to me, it's not dirty.
Oh.
And truthfully, I'd actually do that with my bread, my cups of flour. We actually have 2 sets of measuring cups in there. So mine has the arm that you lock, and I made this stuff so much. I'm usually pretty accurate about my, well.
So did you put sugar in there too?
Yeah, sorry. I put a pinch, just a pinch of sugar, and that helps activate the yeast.
Because that one's not bubbling. Oh, probably because
I stirred it.
Half an inch.
Yeah, it's only half a teaspoon. But
Okay, sorry, I'm just jabbering.
so I just throw it in there.
I'm usually doing something else when he's doing bread.
And yes, I did put it all in there because I will end up probably needing more. So I'm going to move it over so you can see in the bowl. How's that look, guys? That looks good. And I'm not a big... You also have your paddle. And I've used it before, but I just let my dough hook do the work. It takes a little longer for it to mix than it would if you had a paddle, and I'm just on number 2 on my mixer. I just throw it back on the wet dough. Okay, guys, beep. Actually, I was watching it and I turned it off. So this one is a little wet. Let's see, I'm bad. You put just a tiny bit of flour in it. Not very much. Maybe a probably a teaspoon. Just a little bit. I'm not too concerned about it, but...
And we usually always have a loaf of this in the freezer. We actually just ran out.
Yeah.
I think it was last week. Oh, you're going to have to put it
Yeah.
out further in there. There you go.
So that's what it looks like. My bread, I used my Mortal and Petzl, and I put the wheat germ and flaxseed flour in it, and I crushed it. And the reason why I did that, just because using it is a little bit, what do you call it? Crumbly.
Yeah, it makes
it adds a little bit. It's good for toast and stuff.
He's
but
trying to make it like a sandwich bread.
Right.
He's still kind of playing with the...
Yeah.
Do you need me to spray this?
Yeah, you do need to spray your bowl.
Let me show.
I always use we try to use organic.
And we just use
grapeseed oil.
Grapeseed oil.
So.
I did pick this up on Amazon. You know what? I'll go ahead and link it.
Oh, okay. So I could throw it in there. They say turn it over, but I never bought it.
Go ahead and show them how you did that and everything.
So there she is. It's really a pretty dough. And then I have my plastic wrap from my Biga I made a few days ago. And so I put the plastic wrap and then...
He'll show you here in a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're kind of...
It's hard, like, you know, how it is when you have arthritis. Sometimes it's hard to use your... So, it just sets and doubles. And it's good to go. I just put a rubber band around it. Just because it keeps it pretty. So that's it.
And then you set this out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then you can put it in the refrigerator up to 3 days.
Right. So this is what it looks like.
When it's done. This is 3 days later.
Yeah, and you need, before you make your bread, you want to make sure and set this out and let it warm up. Because it does get pretty cold in there.
So we typically, when we have coffee in the mornings, if he remembers, he takes that out.
Yeah.
And lets it sit, and it's about 10 o'clock now, so it's been setting about 4 hours or so.
And I was starting to pull it off, but I got to do stuff first. Okay. The measurements, are you there? There you are. The measurements are the same.
Sorry.
So you have 2.5 cups of the white flour.
2.5 cups.
2.5 cups, and a 1/4 cup of the flaxseed and wheat germ, and 1/4 cup of the spelt. It also has a tablespoon of flour and sugar. God, I tell you, it's one of those days. Oh, she hasn't put the sugar in yet. So I'll put a tablespoon of sugar. So
You need a tablespoon?
nope, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I used it already to do my...
Oh, okay.
I measure this just because you don't even need to. I just throw it in there.
And sometimes you forget sugar, don't you?
I do, yeah. So it's a tablespoon of sugar, and salt is right here. And it's about a teaspoon and maybe a third or so. So about that much.
We measure in our hands.
Yeah, that's just the way we've always do it. So
That's how I do it. I freak people out.
I think, yeah, that's it for that.
And then there's your,
my yeast. So let me stir it up.
what about this?
Oh yeah, I was gonna put it in there. I didn't put it. I had plumb forgot about it because I actually haven't made this for quite a while. But I used cultured buttermilk blend powder.
It's just dried buttermilk.
Yeah.
And you can keep it in the fridge.
And I usually put a tablespoon in the Biga and a tablespoon in the bread. But there wasn't much in there. So I don't even think there was a tablespoon in there. She just reminded me this morning that I used it.
Yeah, I was like, because he's always saying, I wish I would have used milk.
Okay, and also I need oil.
That was really loud.
Sorry guys. I need oil.
Oh, you put oil in there?
Yeah. And we always use grapeseed oil. No, very rarely. We have olive oil, but grapeseed oil just it's a healthier oil. It's got high heat point, and it actually has quite a few benefits. So we usually almost always use this. I even do my steaks. When I fry my steak, I put oil in the pan.
Yeah, we just use it
So,
instead
yeah.
of corn oil, because corn oil is one of the worst
Yeah.
things unless you get organic.
And it's supposed to have about a tablespoon, a tablespoon. I had to think about it when I pour it in the jar. So you got to get your Biga out, and then this one
It's tough.
tough.
Well, and it's a plastic.
Yeah. Well, it's an old plastic bowl. So that's what your Biga looks like after being in the refrigerator. It's really soft. So, and since it is a very soft dough, this is going to cut down my water in the thing. So you just pull it off in pieces. Don't want to throw the whole thing in there. And don't have to be very big. Maybe a ping pong size. It's not big, I mean. So you just pull it off. And never start your dumb mixer if you use a mixer on high when you do this, because that Biga with the Biga in there, man, that flour shoots out of that bowl so fast you ain't got a chance, and then you're wearing a third of it, and then you have to
really compensate.
Yeah, compensate your water and everything because you're wearing most of it. So
learn from Clint's mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for probably it's been a long time. Probably
like 10 years.
Probably 10 years I've been making it. And I love making bread.
Well, 9 years ago, nine years ago today, we were camping, and Clint had made homemade bread for pizza. He made the dough, and that was on my Facebook memories, and he probably started a year or two before that.
Yep, that definitely was it. So, okay, got my mixing bowl. Boy, it smells like booze. It smells like beer.
Well, because it's fermented, so
yeah.
It's going to smell really yeasty.
Yeah, so like I said, it's about that much.
So about a tablespoon?
About a tablespoon, truthfully. So, oh wow, guys. Holy smokes, look at that. Boy, that's a lot of foam.
That's cool.
Yeah, I have my stir stick right here.
Which is a
spoon.
My stir stick.
Don't bug them with professional terms. They're my stirring stick. So, since I know my Biga is wet, I don't want to do too much water. So this one I will add slower, just because you
don't want it to get too wet. I mean, like super wet.
No, oh Lord, no. Then you're putting in flour, and it's kind of like never-ending reel you can't get off, because then you get it too dry, and then you have to add more water, and pretty soon your bowl's full, and you ain't got enough bread pans to bake it all. So.
Kind of like I love whiskey.
Yes. Can you hear that mixer?
I can.
Hear it? So that's saying it's, yeah, it's really stressing it. And the reason why I do this, you can, mix it and then knead it by hand, but, when you have arthritis and other illnesses, it is, you kind of have to figure out which is the most important. You're quilting or you're kneading bread by hand. So, to me, I would rather quilt and knead my bread with a mixer. That way I have more energy to do the quilting. So you can hear it, it's starting to
really stressing.
It really strains it, yeah. But it's really coming together though, and you can see it. Oh yeah.
And we have we have used the smaller KitchenAid mixer, and it mixes up just fine, but it is more strain on it.
It is, and then I probably use more in this one as far as the additives and stuff, because it is a bigger mixer than the smaller ones. So now that I watered it, it's able to go super fast and not knead, because it waters the edge of the bowl, wets it. I wetted the edge of the bowl. No, that really doesn't sound very good in this.
Wetted the edge of the bowl.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. See how it's flattened it out?
I see that.
So you can either just let it go for a little bit, or you can take your dumb thingamabobber and push it on itself like that.
So you need another bowl, don't you? Oh no, do you keep it in that bowl?
I will this time. I usually use a big bowl for my Biga, that way it expands, but I used a smaller bowl. And so the bowl I have my Biga in now would be the normal one I would use for this one if I was making more than one batch. See, now, there it goes. See, and it sounds pretty good. It's not straining. Hi, sweetie. And make sure you pay attention if you do your mixer to make sure it doesn't get hot. Sometimes when you work that motor, they start to get pretty warm.
You can smell it.
The oil in it, yeah. See, that's not bad right there. That's just about tacky, but it's not soaking, yeah. So I do another 4 on this part.
4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes. I'm only a minute into my thing. Man.
What are you doing now?
Well, trying to get it off my hook.
Trying to get some there too much. Well, just so we know what to do.
Yeah.
If it happens.
I mean, it's not a big deal. Just pull your dumb hook off and put it back in there. And maybe, if it does that, turn it to just a stir or like the lowest setting. Just let it be gradual. I would probably, yeah, we won't worry about kneading it anymore. It really is a very nice dough. So, very nice actually. And since, like I said, I'm not using mine, and I didn't use all my water, this is how much I had left. So,
I can't see it.
Oh, sorry guys. So it's about a quarter a cup is what I had left. So, but yeah, see, yeah, it's a beautiful dough actually.
It really is. It's really nice.
We are going to get us a grain grinder.
Yep. We might try that einkorn. I keep seeing that on Facebook or on YouTube.
But that's, hi honey.
Hi Chloe, honey.
Chloe usually comes and helps. I have, what is it called, a step ladder?
Yeah.
And I put it out for her and she sits by me. She doesn't try to get in anything. Even when I'm doing turkey or chicken, that's her favorite food. So I give her a little bit. But no, she does that just so she's close to me. So yeah, I mean, it's not a sticky dough.
So it's like perfect then, okay. So then you just put it in
your
bowl.
I need you spray your bowl. I'm doing it in this one since I've already dirtied it. Quit it. So that's what it looks like. And it will raise for about Well, till it doubles is what they say. Usually doubles here in about an hour.
And it's really warm today. So
yeah, it's a hot day. So this is my.
Does that work? I don't know.
Yeah, well, it actually does work with the other stuff.
I didn't know if it was wide enough.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't.
I usually put saran wrap on it.
Okay.
But
I didn't realize you did for the
I
bread.
do this, but I don't for the bread that's in the. That
Oh, maybe that's
piece Shell bought me this thing, and it actually is a good dispenser.
That's probably enough, huh?
Yeah, that's enough. And it works really good.
So what part's that's what?
Oh, sometimes trying to get the stuff,
Started.
get it started in that thing. You could put a rubber band around it, but I'm not going to worry about it. So this needs to double in size. Here's my white rose. See, right there it says.
Yeah, we get tea towels from from town, like he was telling me.
See?
Yep.
High patent?
High patent. Yeah.
Patent. So that means, yeah. So this is the bread flour bag. So now we just wait an hour and
We'll show you what it looks like.
show it
when
what
we
it
come
looks
back.
like, and then we'll form it and everything. So we'll see you in a little bit, guys.
Bye.
Bye. And guys, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was just going to say, okay, we're back.
Okay, we're back.
Hi.
Okay, guys.
Sorry.
That's all right. Here's the Biga.
And it's been sitting out about an hour.
Yeah, about an hour, and it's doubled. It's pretty warm here. You can come in and punch it down to deflate the dough, but I don't do that. I just hit it on the counter and it deflates it. So here's my bread pan. Sorry, guys. I use cast iron. They're very nice. They bake so nice. I cover them instantly as soon as I'm done with them. You know, you don't wash your cast iron pans, so so I just and you get the oil from the bread. The dough coats it, so and that coating's the best thing you can have for it. So, and we keep them in plastic bags so they don't get dirty. So here is our bread dough. Look at the size of that.
You need that one scraper?
Actually, yeah, it wouldn't hurt. Yeah. So I have a bench scraper. Usually use a knife, but
It's a 30. Sorry.
oh, it's bread.
Oh.
So, oh yeah, my knife, yeah. So, when you're forming your dough, your loaves, try not to deflate your dough too much. So, and this makes 2 loaves. So, well, 2 big ones. For us, it's just normal size, but I do add that extra. So just try, like I said, I try not to deflate it too much. And pinch your dough together. What do you think?
I think it looks pretty.
Beautiful dough. And I don't oil my pans, like I said, they're cast iron.
And they're well seasoned.
They're well seasoned because I've baked a lot of loaves. One thing, if you don't have a cast iron pan, it's always good to butter to oil your pan, and then
Flour.
well, you don't use flour, you use semolina flour and dust your pan, and it helps it not to stick. But I don't worry about it with the cast irons just because it's...
Yeah, they just pop right out.
They just, so. Yeah, you never have to fight with the cast irons. And you know, really, they really weren't very expensive. I think I got every one of them. Sis buys them for me.
For Christmas.
For Christmas, so. I think I have.
So really, it didn't cost him
No, it didn't cost me any. They're not that expensive, though. And the bread the loaves are just absolutely beautiful. So, you can, some people trim their, and can you hand me your knife? Cut the razor the top. You can do all different designs. I don't do that, and I don't really cut it too much, just a little bit. So, and we were at about an hour around that. Is how long they roast.
It's hot in here.
It's getting pretty warm.
I think, inside.
And this will, usually you want this to be, I'll show it to you when it's ready, but it usually sets about, 2 hours, I think, is an hour and a half. So we'll show you that, and then we'll bake it. And that's a half-hour bake. So,
yeah,
but we just cover them. I have a tea towel that's, usually I have 4 loaves of bread, so I usually use a big tea towel. And then we just let it sit there until it rises. I usually let mine get a good inch or more over my pan so they're nice and baked. So we will revisit the video in a little bit. Bye guys. Hey guys, we're back. My bread rose. Actually, no, it's okay. I was going to think, well, it might start falling, but
yeah, you don't want it to go too far.
You don't want it to go too far. When it starts to fall, it's a pain. I melted some butter. Don't know how much. I'm just going to spread it on the loaves.
Oh, I can't wait to have dinner.
Yeah. You got to do it really lightly because the bread is really fragile. It will start to fall pretty quick if you're not careful. So
you're just barely touching it, huh?
Yeah. This one I didn't cut deep. Well, actually, I really didn't cut them deep enough. And the one on the left split. And this one was trying to, but it just didn't have enough room. So I went ahead and gingerly deepened the cut in it so it was able to spread out a little bit more.
Interesting.
It's almost, this one's probably about 2 inches above the pan. This one's probably about 1.5 inches. So
yeah, not too bad.
Having these cast irons that are very nice.
And don't they get thicker?
They will start to grow in the oven, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I hope our rack is yeah.
So, you turn your oven on to 500 degrees. Trying to think if it's done heating up or not.
No, because it has the red. When the red goes away.
Yeah, we're waiting on the oven to heat up. So, the way they have you do it is a shallow dish, like a pie dish. Put a little bit of water in it, and then you put that in your oven before you turn it on. And then that helps steam it. But we have a tendency to forget things. So we're always ruining things like that. So we don't do that no more. I just use a spray bottle and steam it. And that helps the crust get...
Well, you just spray the...
I don't spray the bread. Yeah, you don't spray the bread. You spray the sides of the oven.
Yeah, right before he puts
right before
the bread in.
Well, yeah, right when I put the bread in, then I grab my sprayer and then I spray it and then close it and then set the timer. So we're just waiting for the oven to heat up.
Tell them how you cook it, and then we'll show them the finished.
Oh, okay. Well, the first round, I put 13 minutes on it, and then
at 500.
No, sorry. When it comes to temp and you put your bread in, turn your oven to 450, and then I spray the oven, and then put the timer to 13 minutes. Then you rotate 190? 90, I mean, yeah. Around both of them, and then you do it for 12 minutes, and you can spray the oven again. And then...
So it ends up cooking for 25 minutes total.
Yeah, 25 minutes total, somewhere around there.
And split the time.
Time, yeah, between the two.
Turn them and then...
Yeah, so... but yeah, we can show you what they look like as soon as we get done. Okay, guys, time's up, and I already pulled the bread out just because. So, this one, when I cut them in half, I guess I wasn't super accurate as far as. That's okay. They still taste good. So, that's one thing I really like about this. The cast iron is just how well the bread browns. So I still have a little bit of the butter that's I always try to put those, stack my pans crossways, that way they cool off. So I don't have a lot. I can always...
Well, and we always put extra on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, can't have homemade bread without real butter.
And you have to eat it when it's warm. So we'll let it cool down for about an hour, and then I'll slice a piece and show it to you.
Yeah, it's, yeah, because it's very...
It's almost supper time anyway, so there's no sense in eating bread now. And
no, we're having barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken and mashed potatoes and fresh bread for dinner. Yeah. Yum.
So that's how I make it. It's really nothing fancy.
It's really yummy though.
It has very good flavor, and it's having that wheat germ and that flaxseed flour really adds a unique flavor.
Yeah,
kind
of like flavor. A nutty, yeah.
Roasted, yeah, kind of.
I really like it. Yeah.
But it does change the texture of the bread a little bit, but I don't care. It's still good. So I guess that's it for now.
Yeah,
we'll show you when we cut it.
The end result here in a few minutes. Okay, guys. So here is the bread. I can't wait to dig in. Supper is just about done, and we're fixing to eat. So we'll put one in the freezer and one in the refrigerator, and start munching on it tomorrow or tonight. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I know several people wanted to try it. Be sure and look at the recipe down below. Hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. And we will see you in the next video. See you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.